Simplify the following, leaving your answers with positive indices. So here we have 7a to the power 6 over 14a to the power 3. Let's deal with the numbers first. 7 over 14 just simplifies to a half. So what we're going to have is a 2 on the bottom. We may or may not need the 1. If there's something else goes on top, we won't put it there. And then you've got the a to the 6 over a cubed. We're dividing, so subtract indices, that's an a cubed on the top, and so we won't put that 1 up there. Let's go to b, where we have c to the negative 5 over the cube root of c to the 6. Well, the c to the negative 5 is 1 over c to the 5. So I'm going to leave a 1 on top and move the c to the 5 down here. Now, the cube root of c to the 6 is the same as writing c to the power 6 to the power 1/3. A cube root is that. And in this situation, we multiply the indices. 6 times the third is 2. So we'll have a c squared, and then we add the indices there. 1 over c to the power 7. Now this last one looks nasty, but we're going to have to just take it a step at a time. So let's consider this, and remember that a power outside a bracket like that means it applies to everything inside the bracket. Also remember that a power of a half is a square root. So if we just look at the top of this one, we have the square root of 16, which is 4. Then we have c to the 4 to the half, and d to the negative 1 also to the half. Let's look now at the bottom of that fraction. Well, the 8 is just going to sit there because it doesn't have an index. And then you've got c to the 2. Negative 2 times negative 1. So 8c squared. And we're dividing that by, so 2 to the negative 2, c to the negative 3 to the negative 2. And the bottom of that one is going to be 4 squared, d to the quarter squared. Well, let's tidy all of this up before we do anything else. So, well, the 4 and the 8, we could cancel those like that. And then 4 times a half is 2, so I've got a c squared. And negative 1 times a half is negative a half. So we've got a d to the negative a half. And then that is over 2c squared. Divided by, right, so 2 to the negative 2, that is going to be 2 squared on the bottom. So let's just move that 2 squared down there. And then negative 3 times negative 2 is 6, so I've got a c to the 6. Then we've got the 4 squared, and a quarter of 2 is a half, so we've got d to the half. One more step of tidying, I think, before we do anything else. Well, c squared and c squared will cancel, that's nice. D to the negative a half would be d to the half on the bottom. So we've got 1 over 2d to the half. And then that's divided by c to the 6 over 2 squared is 4, 4 squared is 16, 4 times 16 is 64, so I've got 64d to the half. Now, dividing fractions, we're going to keep, flip, and change to a multiply. I can then see the d to the half and the d to the half will cancel. and the 2 and the 64 will as well. And I seem to be left with 32 over c to the power 6.